It's budget season in the state of Minnesota, and Minneapolis is the latest city bracing for some big belt tightening in the year ahead. Mayor Jacob Frey will make his budget proposal next week, and those briefed on what it contains are already warning people that it's going to come with big cuts, layoffs, and property tax increases. Here's Kent.
Minneapolis residents, brace yourself for some bad news.
Sort of a triple whammy.
Steve Brandt is president of the Board of Estimate and Taxation and says the mayor is trying to offset a more than $30 million budget gap through a combination of budget cuts, staff layoffs, and property tax increases.
Everybody hates to see layoffs, but sometimes they're necessary.
He says all you have to do is look to the Minneapolis skyline to understand why, after years of commercial properties selling for pennies on the dollar.
The city's overall tax base has diminished by about $3 billion, and it's shifted over to homeowners.
That's not the only problem, though.
No, we have some labor agreements that were negotiated that are coming due with significant costs. We have a declining collection rate for property taxes, which tends to happen in times like this where there's some difficulty in the economy for people in terms of affordability.
When I hear from the people in my ward, especially low income or fixed income, it's just a burden to live here, and we can't do that to people.
Michael Rainville, council member for Ward 3, which includes downtown, says there are signs that commercial values have bottomed out. But he says residential taxpayers can't keep getting squeezed until they bounce back.
What's a red line for you in terms of increases for taxes?
In a perfect world, we'd have a 4% increase because that's what inflation is. The initial projections are anywhere between 11, 13%, maybe get it down to 9.
But I think we're looking at a higher figure, somewhere in the low teens for property taxes for homeowners, unless the council and the mayor decide to make significant cuts beyond what he's proposing in his speech next week.
One job loss is one too many. It's going to hurt someone, but we have to have this balance between what's good for the taxpayers and what's good for staff.
If it comes down to cuts, then where do you think there are opportunities to shrink this government?
Well, I'm going to take my lead from the mayor as far as the cuts. He knows the city departments better than anybody. I know he's been in a lot of conversations with department heads. These are really important conversations about the future of our city, not just next year's taxes, but going out after that, because we're in a financial crunch.
Now, the mayor isn't planning to comment on his budget proposal before his budget proposal speech next week. But today, a spokesperson did say that he is still working through final decisions as we speak. Jana.
Proves it's not just the individual, it's the cities, just everybody just squeezed.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Ken.